cots, medicine, emergency power, emergency water, a place for firemen, women to come and work, and paramedics to plan for disasters or operate during a disaster that's here. Can't solve every problem that we're going to have, but that's not the purpose of it. The purpose is to make us safer, incrementally safer as we operate as a community. And so I want to thank you for seizing this opportunity to make the community safe.
Thank you.
John Hanley, 1422 Butterfield Road. There's been some interesting things that have been said, but it's important to stay on topic. When the gentleman said that he was concerned about the use of the club and beer, and bottles, that's important. That, as a homeowner in the area, that's important. Will this be rented out to other groups without observation? That's important, and I'm sure you're looking into that. What is not important is when someone says that once it is built, it will never be used. How can one predict that? That has been said here in this room. That if there is a fire, and a fire will come, it will be used. The second point is we're 14% owners of the fire district of the Ross Valley Fire Department. I, as a taxpayer, would not want to get involved in any way, shape, or form of maintaining the city of San Anselmo's building. That's gone too far, and I was involved in a lot of firehouse remodels in San Francisco, millions of dollars, and I would not want my taxpayer money going to San Anselmo when they were not the friendliest to us in years past. And I think that's what we have to remember, that it wasn't always a friendly basis, and we want to get the best bang for our buck. That being said, we have an active reserve here in Marin, and especially in Sleepy Hollow, for fire protection. I have had a fire at my home, and the way the response was fabulous, and the way they fought the fire was fabulous. And that was done with the close proximity that was spoken about earlier, about we have a lot of engines in the area, and they get here quick and fast, and the response is fabulous. Now let me just give a little point to the fire board. This is a very aggressive fire board. They fluff over a lot of stuff. We have pumps. I'm not familiar with another fire district actually purchasing pumps in the event of a wildfire that the firefighters can use. That is going to be tremendous. They have done work on fire roads. They hired the TAM district to clean our areas up. So what you have is an aggressive fire board looking out for our safety. And sometimes in America, and I'll be very blunt, people want to take shots at people for doing good. And what is going on here is good. It's good discussion, but it is good for the community, in my observation, to have a safe place to go. All over the country now, places are being built where you can go in the event of natural disasters. Thank you.
It went through my mind, let no good deed go unpunished.
Pat?
I'd just like to thank you all very, very much for what you've done, and for the courage to stand up to some criticism and the thoughtfulness to help make us safe. I have no idea how many hours you've spent and how much concern you expended, but thank you all very, very much.
Yes, sir. It's both labor of love and love of labor.
You're back.
Chris Warner.
Oh, Chris, hold on. Can we go finish one round, please?
Yeah.
Great.
Thanks, all. Scott Hindergard, 1415 Butterfield. Just wanted to thank you for all your help. John, for your help. Past presidents, people who have helped out. This is just a unique opportunity to really have a great sense of community here, to have some additional protection we need and services. And I'm excited about the possibility of this moving forward. I support the Sleepy Hollow Charitable Foundation, the Homeowners Association, the Fire Department, the Fire District, everything involved, and I'm grateful for everybody's hard work. It's amazing.
All right, round two. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll let you.
I'm still in round one.
I'm sorry, James. I didn't see
Sorry,
what
I
I
had to
said.
go.
Go ahead, James.
Anyway, my name's James Ayers. I live at 28 Casco Court. I am also a neighbor, like him. I'm not going to speak to what he said. I've mentioned this before when we've had meetings at the Civic Center, that this all comes down to this. This is a very old structure. It does need to be replaced. But why do we have to go so overboard? Yes, it can be done. I feel it can be done, although it was never truly studied that how it can be designed to work for the Sleepy Hollow Fire Protection District. There could be a point in the future, because we can't tell what the future holds. And I'm speaking from the point of being a past treasurer for Sleepy Hollow Homes Association. During the last recession, we were down to $8,500 operating costs, and we were praying that not a single tree would fall. And so and part of that reason was, yes, 388 members. In 1 year, we dropped 100 members. We could not function financially. So this could be a situation that you will become a future owner of this building. Then why do you have to bite off so much? So
Point well taken.
and can I say one more thing, Frank? I'm still up here.
I'm going to speak to
Okay,
that point.
and I do have one question also. I've heard this before in the past, so you have this money available from the Fire Protection District. Is there any, and I don't know, so this is a question. If you don't use this money, could it be taken by the county? That's what I'm kind of curious about.
We hope we got good enough lawyers today. That's all we can say.
Anyway, that's my piece. Thank you very much.
The real point that goes through my mind again and again is that we are trying to run our little fire protection district, and over the years we accumulated this sum of money so that we could fight San Anselmo. And we signed a few years ago decent contracts establishing the Ross Valley Fire Department. And the need to have a sum of money to provide our own fire department didn't exist anymore. And so now we are in the process of trying with community input to determine what is a good thing to do with that money. And we're not spending it all. And so I think that rebuilding the clubhouse and contributing $2 million when the community has also supported that is a good thing. But there's still almost $2 million.
Why does it have to be so big?
James,
That's not our problem.
That's not our concern.
I know it is, but it's your money.
The plan-
It's creating it. You're building to the money.
James, you litigated this at the county, right? The opponents tried to stop the design approval at 3 levels of the county government and were rejected at each stage. It's not our role to determine what the design features that are subject to approval might be. You can see from the letter of intent that we're proceeding off the plans that have been approved by the Board of Supervisors.
But it's your money. Well, they're working with it.
Next
All right,
question.
round 2, Connie Berto.
Thank you. To recap briefly on this project, which has a commencement date, which it says here certificate of occupancy, and then it has a sunset date, 10 years after that. However, let's go back to page 6 on this letter of intent of the recordation. I would suggest that you add the Sleepy Hollow Community Foundation to the list of signees, along with the Homes Association and the Fire Protection District. Page 7, construction milestones. I would suggest that you add, Sleepy Hollow Homes Association shall maintain a duly elected board of directors throughout the project and beyond as per SHFPD bylaws. It's very disappointing to learn that right now, the Homes Association doesn't have a slate of officers. There's an impasse for various reasons. This is terrible. And I think that the Homes Association must get down to brass tacks there and do their due diligence in electing a slate of officers now and in the future. Page 2. Also on page 7, construction contract. This is a minor, but fewer is the word. No fewer than 3 bids, not less than 3 bids. And I would also suggest that you limit the bids to Marin County contractors. Let's act locally on this. Page 8, operating plan. Okay. Operating plan. I agree that a sound financial plan is crucial. Sleepy Hollow Homes Association does not have an operating budget to take care of future expenses, nor does the Community Foundation. I've read their articles of incorporation, and they are weak to the point of being absolutely feeble and cannot be relied on. Page 9, and this takes up some of Ms. Messenger's comments. Other conditions about the resolution permitting all residents of the Fire Protection District equal access to all portions of the project and equal participation in the SHHA. May I suggest that you add to these conditions, this resolution shall not confer membership in the Sleepy Hollow Homes Association as per the bylaws and the Constitution. Both of those latter documents strictly limit membership and service on the board to the known geographic boundaries of Sleepy Hollow. And that should be, and I suggest that that be added to that particular condition. Lastly, I am not about to give up my honorary life membership. I've worked too hard over the years of 57 years and to keep this going. I have an investment in this Homes Association and in this community that I'm not going to give up. Thank you.
Thank you. Amen. Chris?
Actually, I have a new comment. Why can't I get it on there? I'm similarly situated. It's not fair. I need equal access to your honor.
Let's talk.
Yes, that's it. I have to wait 2 years. I just want to make a comment on the process, and I think, Bruce, this is something I thought about. You made your comments, and I think Kim, your comments, and others. The various comments made today, may be agreed to by some in the audience, may be disagreed by some in the audience. But for the district board, you will take back these comments and be able to evaluate them factually for the record and be able to incorporate them into your negotiations and also incorporate them into your ultimate decision. You have not yet decided to enter into a definitive agreement for the project. This is all part of the process. And for example, Bruce, I heard Tom respond to your issue about the firehouse falling down and needed repair. That's a factual issue. And so I'm sure that in terms of taking comments, the board should take those comments into account, evaluate them. In terms of alternative uses of the funding, again, that's something that as a board, I'm sure you understand, you have to look at alternative uses of the funding and be able to say, okay, well, a member of the community says, well, let's use the funding for something else. Let's use it to add another fire person to the truck or fund additional enhancements, work with San Anselmo. All those, in my opinion, are factual issues that also can be subject to the board's judgment. So I do encourage you as you go forward with this letter of intent to take into account these comments, evaluate them, put your evaluation to the record. By the way, I think the fire district has done a great job by upgrading its website so you can see all the materials on the website, be able to take a look at the record, be able to file comments. So I just want to encourage you that even though, I may disagree with Bruce's comments, and Bruce and I have, of course, disagreed in the past on certain things, nonetheless, I think his comment can be evaluated for the record, and I encourage you to do so. Thank you.
Thank you. Everyone?
Okay, round two. I just want to go back to the other conditions. Connie brought it up. I didn't really, I want to understand what you mean by this. Shall I read it again? This section on page 9 called Other Conditions. It says SHHA to adopt formal resolution permitting all residents of the SHFPD equal access to all portions of the project and equal participation in the SHHA. So what exactly does that mean? Could you just illuminate those sentences?
It means what it says, that we're going to ask the Homes Association to pass just such a resolution. It's their association, not ours.
You're going to ask them to pass a resolution that will allow equal participation by all fire protection district members. Is that what you're saying?
Residents.
Residents, I'm sorry. So, okay, hold on, I lost my thing. So, I assume this refers directly to people like me, right? In other words.
It refers to everyone in the district.
So, everyone in the district, what you're going to ask is that the people who live in my part, as well as the people who live all over, are treated completely equally by the SHHA. That's your request.
Correct.
And how, if they refuse, as it appears that Connie made pretty clear that isn't in the plan. What will you do if they say no?
That's a what if that we'll answer when the time comes. I mean,
Okay.
we can go down what ifs to 5
Well,
years.
but she's already said no, so you don't know how that's going to go. You're saying you don't know, but we'll see when the time comes. It will be clear to people like me. It really matters to how exactly we're going to be treated in this relationship. That will become clear.
The situation is that your little group of 30
That's
houses,
45.
45, chose not to be part of San Anselmo.
I've heard that, yeah.
So you could say taxes, I think, but anyway, for whatever reason, then you discovered that, gee, we're not part of San Anselmo, we don't get San Anselmo fire protection. At that point, your group approached the Sleepy Hollow Fire Protection District, and we made a serious mistake. We went along with you.
Right.
You said, will you, Sleepy Hollow Fire Protection, provide us, which isn't in Sleepy Hollow, with fire protection? And we said, yeah, we'll take your money and we'll provide you with.
So let me ask you a question.
Avoided
I
becoming-
want to
I
follow
interrupt
up.
for 1
He
second,
said
I'm
this
sorry.
3 times,
I'm
and I
sorry.
want to follow up now.
Okay,
It's
so-
my turn to talk. It's my
Hang on
turn
1
to
second,
talk.
it's not Evelyn, it
I
doesn't work
want
like
to
that.
follow
It doesn't
up.
work like that. Rich has not had a chance to speak,
Okay.
you have, so please defer.
I haven't finished.
I'm commenting on something else. I want to make a point which I have raised in the past.
Okay.
I want to be very careful about how we describe past and present relationships between the 45 homes that are in the district that are not. And I have been on the record, and I'm going to say this again, I'm going to really want this enforced. We represent those properties the same as we would represent all the rest. And I will be, any negotiations or anything else is done will be as much as possible on their behalf as everybody else's. And I just want to be clear, there is nothing from my point of view, nor should it be from the board, about what's your past history of why you joined, why you didn't, pay taxes, don't pay taxes. The simple fact is that you're participants and you're members of the fire protection district, and we're here to do the best we can for you. We want to see your public safety improved. And that's what I want to talk about. So all the rest of this, you can continue the discussion.
Well,
but I want to make the point that we, from the board, that we do represent you and we appreciate that. And we're not saying there's no lesser of this from our perspective.
I appreciate it, really, and I know you represent me, and I know that there's a difference of opinion here on this point, because this has come up 3 times now. So now on the 3rd time, and just because this is for the record here, I just want to say, what's not clear to me, I've thought about this, do the 45 homes that I'm a part of pay less taxes than the rest of Sleepy Hollow?
You know the answer to that.
I don't, I really don't.
You really don't.
No, the Sleepy Hollow pay taxes that we don't pay? I know San Anselmo pays taxes we don't
So
pay.
there's a big world of taxes.
Yeah.
And when you get your property tax bill, okay, on that, all of us have the basic Prop 13 tax, which is the fundamental one to where the property, when you bought the property. You're the same laws and regulations on that as everybody else in Sleepy Hollow. In addition to that, some jurisdictions, Fairfax, San Anselmo, Sleepy Hollow, have passed by vote additional taxes, a paramedic tax. In the case of Fairfax, they have a public safety tax that they pass. You don't pay that.
But do I pay the same as you do? That's all
You
I
pay
know.
the same as we do.
Okay.
You don't pay the same as San Anselmo.
And neither do you.
Correct.
Okay, I got it. We all pay the same amount of taxes in this room because we all live
We're
in
way
the fire
off
protection
topic.
district.
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make that clear once and
That's
for all.
nothing to do with what we're talking about.
Thank you. Yeah, I know, but I keep getting
Okay.
accused of
Why
not
you
paying
don't want
taxes.
taxes?
I don't understand. He's told me this 3
Frank,
times.
round two.
Somebody that was there.
No, Bruce, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Rich, you said it very well, that's ancient history, and we gotta let go of that tradition. I'm paraphrasing, obviously. And I think the same holds true around the horrible, horrible situation that we had with San Anselmo. That's history. The board has changed, the town council has changed, they have no money. And we have to remember that Station House 20 is our station house, and I think it's really time to take a serious look of taking an equity investment in it, because there's a good chance there are members on that town council that may entertain it. Let's not get stuck in last century's fight with last decade's fight, and let's move forward. Thank you.
Station 20 is in serviceable operating condition and will be for the foreseeable future.
It's in better shape than this building.
First off, I know you guys will go into these negotiations with open eyes and seeing the condition of the state of affairs with the Homeowners Association, the problems they're having finding people to serve for them and so forth. And that's a great indicator of people you're about to get in contract with. So be careful going down that road. Item number 2. Though, I've spoken so much against this, I wanted to be on the record to say that I appreciate everything that these 3 gentlemen have done for us over the years, every step of the way. I've known Mr. Berto and Tom for a long, long time. I appreciate it. I interviewed for a position, and I think they made the right choice when they went with Tom back then in the 90s. And I fully support everything you've done up until this, and we'll live together in the future. It's just part of the process of living in America, thankfully. So that's all I have to say.
Thanks, sir.
Somebody else had something to say. I saw a hand up.
A question, what percent are we of the Ross Valley Fire Department? 14%, you said?
Rich, you may go 14 point.
We
We're
were
down to
gonna-
12 now.
When Ross came in, it changed percentages just because it's another addition, so it slightly dilutes the whole.
Ross just became a member.
Yeah, I do think we're in the 11% range. And it really has to do with if the operating budget is $10 million, and we're responsible for 11% of the time. I should have it right at my fingertips, we could report it on the website, but it's something like that.
We were prior, when the JPA, the 2010 agreement, we were at 16.7%.
Yeah.
Is that right? No, is that just prior to that? We've been trending down as more jurisdictions join the Joint Powers Authority. So Ross has joined now.
Does that mean you actually, keep